Hello everybody, we are here at Jones Middle School with Isaac Pena
And Noe Roman.
and we'll be interviewing an assistant principal, Ms. Brown, and an amazing Arthur.
Ms. Brown is one of the assistant principals at Jones Middle School, and we will be documenting her on her book called Authentically Me Flaws, and all from teacher to AP.
So Ms. Brown, whatever inspired you to write your book?
I have been keeping a journal for as long as I can remember, but what really got me into it is with my students. They wrote in a journal every day, and we read a book called The Diary of Latoya Hunter. And I always thought, wow, she turned her journal into a book. I can do that.
Did you write this book by yourself or did you have any help with it?
I did it all by myself, pretty much. The stories that are in it are stories, though, that are about my students that I've had over the years, my experiences. But it was all me. I wrote it during the pandemic, so it's pretty much kind of taking my journal entries and just revamping them for the stories in the book.
What did your family think about your book?
They were really excited. It was very important to me that my dad was okay with the book, so he was one of the first ones who read it. And when I got his stamp of approval, he was very encouraging throughout the whole process. Well, I didn't actually tell them until it was done, and I was in the final stages. But right before I actually published it, I did allow my family to read it. They were the first ones, and they loved it, so I was like, okay.
Where did your inspiration come from?
Like I said, with the journals throughout the years that I've been doing, I always encourage my students to write in a journal. And I used to always tell them, hey, you can turn your journals into a book like The Diary of Latoya Hunter. So I always try to encourage them to do that. And I was like, if I'm telling them to do that, why can't I?
What year did you start planning to write the book, and what year, like during the pandemic, did you write the book and published it?
So I've been in education for a long time. It was really, I guess my second year of teaching is when I realized the importance of really getting those inner thoughts captured from my students, which is how we started with The Diary of Latoya Hunter. That was the spinoff of everything. I wanted to make sure that I heard from every one of my students, and I could do that through their journals. I actually wrote the book in 2020. So we had gone, when we came back from spring break that year, we had all that time on our own, and I just started writing. I started putting together. I already had the stories pretty much, but it was a matter of putting everything together. But that was when I did it, and I published it that year.
Would you change anything about your book, like any regrets on it?
No, I was very nervous about publishing it because the stories are very personal. It really, not only personal for me, but personal for my students. Of course, I changed the names and all of that, but every time I read one of the stories, I relive those experiences because they're real experiences, not just mine, but my students.
What do you have to say to your audience?
I want you to read my book. My book was written based on stories that I got from my 8th grade students. It was 8th grade. The stories that they tell, the experiences that they went through, from dating to gangs to bullying to self-harm to problems with their parents to problems at school, with teachers, first-year teachers who are struggling to balance home and school. I hope that it inspires them. For administrators, I hope it makes a better administrator because you get to see the big picture and how we have to listen to our students. What they have to say is important, and the decisions and choices that we make, really impact them. So it's very important. I don't take that lightly. I look at my book as a resource for students, for teachers, and administrators. I truly do. I think it's something in it for all of them.
Well, thank you, Ms. Brown. If you have not, please go on Amazon or anywhere and search up Authentic with Me and Flaws from
Authentically
Authentic with
Me,
Me.
Flaws and All, from
Yes.
teacher to AP. Yeah, it's
Thank you.
how I went from becoming a teacher to becoming an AP, and I'm still learning. So it's a journey, and I love every bit of it.